Carson's Corner is a black LGBTQ-owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel on pop culture franchises such as Dragon Ball, King of the Hill, Sailor Moon, and of course and most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at carsoncorner.com. Link will be down below.
I will sing a song, someone will steal it for no reason, and he's gonna show up very late to the podcast.
Oh, look who's here.
Hello, my minions.
Oh my gosh, you woke me up on my dream. My dream was I was writing a song and I was singing on the spotlight, man. You just ruined it. You know what?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Writer Time Podcast. I am Time Writer Zero, your host, and with me are my three rangers.
And you said it's writer time. It's not writer time.
I didn't say Writer Time.
Yeah, you did.
Stop copying me. I'm going to accuse you of plagiarism, and I won't have any evidence of it.
If you're hearing the keywords, that's the theme of this episode.
Yes, that is the theme of the episode. Welcome to... Well, Power Rangers kind of copied Super Sentai, which kind of copied Kamen Rider, even though they're all made by the same person.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, welcome to the Not Writer Time podcast. This is Power Rangers Dino Fury episode 2. No, season 2, episode 11. I got E and S confused. Okay. But
you need coffee.
No, but before we begin, let me introduce my three rangers that are joining me. We got Red Star Turbo Power.
See,
we got Jackie Space Power, and we got Michael Galaxy Power. I don't care if you have the word Astro in front of your name. I'm still gonna go in order. And of course, coming lightspeed to the rescue is me with the banner right here, season 2, episode 11, Copycat. So, real quick, initial thoughts on the episode. What'd you guys think? Starting with Mr. Tardy himself and going clockwise.
Well, the reason why I was tardy is because I met Sabrina Liu and Alan Palmer today.
Nice.
Shout out to you guys. You know, it was awesome seeing you. But all in all, I really liked this episode.
Okay, Jacqueline.
I agree. I really like this episode. I do have to point this out. Blair Bartlett, formerly of the Screaming Zombies. That kid gave all pancake lovers, including me, a bad name. We're all not that bad. I promise. We're all not copycats.
I mean, I like pancakes as much as the next guy, but come on.
Protein pancakes 3 times a week. It's part of my training. But the fact that they made that kid come back, I was just like, yeah, all right, this kid needs to go. Someone needs to whoop his butt.
Imagine if Crash and the Creeps were recurring characters. All right, Clement, your thoughts?
Good lesson, and Screaming Zombies. I'm still puzzling why that name is still a band name. It's still annoying. Exactly. And it's a good lesson episode, and I like how it delivered at the end. So awesome.
Yeah, given the fact that there's a band called the Cranberries that sing a song called Zombie, like it'd be weird if there's like an alternate world where there's a band called the Zombies and they sing a song called Cranberry. Cranberry, cranberry, cran. Okay, but for real, okay, so I'm gonna be honest, as far as the Ranger plot goes, I feel like this episode should have been in batch 2 instead of batch 1 because the way the previous episode cut off and the way this one begins, I feel like they should have moved this episode over to the second batch. Kind of like Dark Side of the Moon. The song Money should have been at the end of side 1 to the beginning of side 2. But as far as the civilian plot goes, this gave me some Ninja Storm vibes. Or at least Ninja Storm vibes of a very specific episode that we're going to get into. So the first thing we know is Javi is joining a talent show, and his dad is being supportive of that. What are you guys' thoughts on this plot progression with his dad?
Freaking
Total stage dad. What a transformation.
Yeah.
He's such a dork.
He is. And it's funny to me because of the fact that for the longest time he's like, Javi, like why are you wasting your time with this? You got to do things more seriously. And like now all of a sudden, like because he's saying that one time at that one gala, like now he's like the most supportive dad ever. I'm like, okay, well at least they're being consistent.
Hog the trophy too at the end.
Hog the trophy. Yes. Oh, and this one scene a little bit later in the episode. But yes, as we mentioned, one of the other contestants in this contest, which is streaming live on
Buzz Blast.
on Buzz Blast with live judges. They Blair from the Screaming Zombies, former leader of the Screaming Zombies, comes back from outer space with that sad look upon his face, and he ends up stealing Javi's song, just like Sister Act 2. So what are you guys?
God, I love that movie.
What are you guys' thoughts on this revelation that Blair stole his song, and also what are your thoughts on what the judges said as their call when Javi called him out on it?
Well, to be fair and actually impartial, so a judge looking at the table, the judge has no clue who has what song ready to go. The punk, I'm going to call him that, Blair goes first. So nobody has a clue except those that know Javi that he actually wrote the song first. Those of us who have followed along the season and saw the prior episode that had the punk, I'm going to call him that, Blair, mistreat his band, would completely believe that Blair stole it. No questions asked. But to a new neutral third party, it's questionable. I get it.
Yeah. How about you, Clement?
Well, the judges, it's pretty much correct how their opinion is based, like what we're dealing every day. Like the judges can't tell who wrote the music because there's no proof. So you just need to perform, and if you do it honestly and your way, then you'll get the results. But in the end, we all know he in the end that cheap knockoff of a high school zombie like boy.
Let's call what he is, a Crash and the Creeps wannabe.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'll call him that punk. Well, that Jacqueline mentioned. Well, that punk, he just stole the idea and then you put it in his own way. And Javi, of course, you just pull it an even better version. So yeah, just go for it.
All right. And Mike?
Honestly, I still want to curse him out.
Yes, I do too.
I don't care. Like, I want to curse him out. Like, come on, why you gotta do that for? Because
and it's interesting is that the final ruling the judges gave, it's like, well, we have no proof, so you're gonna have to write a new song from scratch in 24 hours, and it has to be better than your original song.
Exactly.
You're joking, right?
Does this look like the face of someone who's joking? Go and start writing that song. Meanwhile, Mucus was watching that broadcast and thought, hey, what if we got a copycat? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And of course, Void Queen says, no, that idea is completely stupid. So I'm going to turn my dear old hubby into a gender swapped soldier villain, and he will copy the Rangers' powers against them. I am so original and such a genius. Mucus will never come up with something as clever as what I did.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So, Void King. Gosh, what a darn name.
It's an upgrade of some sort.
So promote from a knight to a king. How original!
Can we just that's can I just be perfectly clear about something, guys? That is not a legal move in chess. Like, you could only turn a rook into a queen, but you can't turn. No, you could swap a rook with a king. You could promote a pawn to a queen, but you cannot promote a knight to a king. Just saying.
Also, it seemed like that transformation from Void Knight to Void King was much against his will, as there was a lot of antagonizing screams involved throughout the transformation.
Yes, but Void King, unlike Tarek, is ready, willing, and able to try to checkmate the other Rangers. Despite their checkered relationships, he did manage to flank them.
Mhm.
And all that was left was Javi and Zato. So what you guys thought of that first fight scene?
He got hammier with his lines, also with the upgrade.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so a bad guy upgrade equals worse lines before you fight? All right, I'll go along with it.
Like, okay.
He's obviously powerful if he can wipe 4 Rangers out without barely breaking a sweat.
Pretty much.
I'm just going to recite a line from Samurai. Next time, use less because you're making me useless.
Hmm.
So,
I think the fight was okay. I can't say it. It doesn't seem real.
okay. So Javi needs to come up with a new song, but instead he has to focus on getting Zato the help he needs in fixing like a strategy against Void King's ability to use the same move that Zato can use in his new Battleizer. So
Wait. Can we talk, even though it's Ryu Soldier based, can we talk about the sequence?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the sequence to when he puts his armor, when he puts the battle.
Come on, spit it out.
Just ooh. Mwah.
you love the effects on that, right?
Yes, I do.
All right. So what does Javi do? Well, he takes a notebook from the Crash and the Creeps wannabe and puts the Battleizer on himself. What I find interesting about this, and I want to hear you guys' reaction to this. Like, instead of getting like a battleized version of the Black Ranger, like he just straight up turns into the Red Ranger wearing the Battleizer. So we got 2 Red Rangers. What do you all think about all that red energy? Starting with Clement.
I feel like the red energy is. After all, it is like. I don't know how to describe it. It's just there. I don't know how like I would describe this in the Power Ranger world, how it would have that kind of energy. But I believe maybe you guys have the idea on that.
Okay, Jacqueline.
I mean, it just goes to show historically, with the exception of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers seasons 2 and 3, the red Power Ranger has always been one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful, regardless of the season, with a few exceptions. I think the fact that Javi was able to do it and automatically turns red shows like certain powers, certain areas of power are reserved for the Red Ranger, regardless of who puts it on.
Right.
But maybe that'll change in the second part of season 2. We don't know.
Maybe. And of course, Mike.
I mean, I'm wearing red. Is there anything left to say?
I mean, I'll say this much. I'll say this much. Too much energy of the same color from the same team is a dangerous thing, which is why whenever we need to do a cast change, which, if I recall, we haven't really done since Lost Galaxy, to my knowledge. I mean, if anyone can remember, and since after that, they and by the way, Lauren Sheba, I don't count as
Why not?
no, because she is the extra hero. They are both on screen at the same time. They're using 2 different discs to transform, so they were able to be on screen at the same time. So you had 7 Rangers together. And in Japanese canon, Shinken Hime, which is, by the way, a name I coined, and is now official, and is a separate character. She is one of the extra heroes that Bosco had the keys for. Yeah, nevertheless, but that's why I don't count it as a cast change, because Jaden could still turn into the Red Ranger while he was exiled. He just chose not to.
True.
Let's see. Back when the dragon shield was like the closest thing we had to a battleizer, because battleizers were not a thing until season 6. Yeah, you would still keep the same suit, but you would just add the shield to it. When we got to SPD, Sky had to turn into the Red Ranger to use the battleizer. Like, there's no going around it. Samurai, which I'm not as much of a fan of when it comes to battleizers, each Ranger had their own unique battleizer color and pseudo design, and I did not like that for 2 reasons. One, with the exception of the last episode, they did not use it outside the cockpit, and 2, the whole kanji thing at the top. Well, second, Red Ranger should have the battleizer because it's his thing. The mega battles don't count because it's not a battleizer. It's the mega battle, which only Lightspeed Rescue Green and Blue had, and Time Force Quantum Ranger. Lastly, and of course, number 3, the symbol, like shooting out from their heads, didn't make sense. Like, okay, with the Red Ranger, he has a fire kanji. There's an actual word with the 2 fire kanji, one on top of the other. But with the other Rangers, it just made no sense. If the Green Ranger had one where he had like 3 wood symbols, then yeah, that would make sense because that would make the word forest. But that's just me. And of course, in Ninja Steel, they just wore the armor on top of the regular suits. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. So they did find out what the actual weakness is for the attack, and then they used it. But here's my question to you guys: did you, given the checkered history of Zato's battle plans, do you think it was smart for him to go out by himself, even if he did have a new strategy, or should he have had Javi go with him and just take him out as a team? We'll start with you, Mike.
I'd say have me personally. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna switch my answer up. I think he did a good idea going in alone.
Okay. And Jacqueline, your thoughts?
I think it was a smart idea to go alone. Having Javi stay behind could be a plan B, knowing that he can wear the armor also, since the attack only works once and then requires a recharge. Just makes sense to have a backup.
Exactly.
Okay. And Clement?
As the Red Ranger, you know, you are the leader. You can't put your team at risk, so you need
Mhm.
to like be the one to make that stand. And if no one else can if you yourself, the Red Ranger, cannot defeat this enemy, then you know your other team can you can count on them because you know you give it your all, and you know you can they can and the rest of your team can just finish just 25% of the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like it could go both ways on this, in my opinion, because on one hand, yeah, if anything bad were to happen to Zato, Javi would have to take over, and hopefully the team will be recovered by then to do the rest of the work. But on the other hand, like let's say if his new strategy didn't work, it would like he would have to face Void King all by himself. He would have no backup to support him, and the other Rangers, well, they already lost easily to this new threat. So there's no guarantee that even if all five of them teamed up after Zato's been defeated, that they'd be able to take over. And again, like who knows? Maybe having Javi show up would double their chances or something. I don't know.
You never know.
Yeah. Again, this is how we went. This is how it ended up. So thankfully things came for the better. No monster of the day this episode, so no Megazord battle, but we do have a song contest left over. So what was Javi's strategy to win the contest? Play
Make a
the same song.
But upgrade.
Hold on, I get a better version. Okay, we're the Cantina band. And does anyone have any requests? Play the same song. Same song? Okay. But he's doing it slightly differently. So, what'd you guys think
He
of?
added a guitar solo, a bass solo, a guitar solo, and a harmonica solo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jacqueline.
I mean, what other choice did the kid have? You gave him 24 hours.
Clement.
I kind of like Javi's version because it's like his journey by playing all these instruments that he had like in the beginning. And remember in the beginning we first got to know him, he plays so many different kinds of instruments that he's just like to experiment. So
Yeah.
this is his version is his true self,
Mhm.
and not just playing playing it safe. You know, you gotta take the risk, like
Mhm.
experiments.
Mhm.
Your music, you never know what the results and the reactions you'll get.
All right. I mean, I want to say I'm impressed by the fact that he was able to pull it off, but to play devil's advocate, the fact that like even though he added more stuff to the song and added all these other instruments, it won't necessarily prove that he originally wrote the song. So at least one of the judges could still draw the assumption that, hey, he still plagiarized Blair, even though we all know it's the other way around, but still. And what's it called? Let's see. And on the other hand, it would show that he would have been very impressive if he did manage to make a new song in 24 hours. That was even better than his old song. I mean, yes, it would bastardize the song, the original song, because now we could say it's Blair's song, but it would still show how impressive Javi is at making more content. In any case, let this be a lesson to all you aspiring artists. Always get pre-recordings and timestamps of all your new songs before you make it big, and before you play your songs in public, because you never know who'll be listening in, secretly recording it, and then trying to copy the song note by note, and then claiming it as their own. Because if you don't have a CD with a release date on it, then people will assume that you copied them.
Exactly. Exactamundo.
or at least like upload it to YouTube, like, you know, at least upload to YouTube that you like wrote the song, because then, you know, like YouTube will have a timestamp that you actually did upload this song.
Don't besmirch breakfast foods, especially pancakes, please.
Yeah, that too.
Then
That too.
why do we have remixes? Like, why do we have alternate versions? Why do we have acoustic versions? Why do we have
but the
piano
thing
pieces?
is, they're
Why
usually
we have
writ-
covers.
but here's the thing. Well, with the exception of remixes and covers, they're usually like new versions of the same songs are usually done by the same artist. And if you are doing if a remix is done by someone else or a cover is being done by someone else, it would still need permission from the original artist and or studio in order to have the rights to do that. That's pretty much why Weird Al Yankovic got in trouble when he made Amish Paradise, because he didn't have permission to do a parody of Gangsta's Paradise. I mean, I think they're in good standings now. I think he could freely use. Heck, we even talked about the whole Spaceballs thing, like on the Buttery show. So there's that. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So too similar. Still need permission from George Lucas, even though they're not the same story. Okay.
Nice.
So, any final thoughts, guys? Likes, dislikes, score out of 10. Clement, you go first.
I like the lesson behind the episode, and, you know, teaching about like how copying could be like a good, like a bad moral like path to like get to where you want to go. The con is that the fight scene seems like, oh man, I feel like the Rangers getting the beating from Void King didn't seem that enough that they all ended up on a recovery chair back in the headquarters. So, go figure. You know, the Rangers, they just need to display. Ow! I'm defeated. Ow! Okay, scan. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, you go,
Jacqueline.
Well, I gave this one a 9 out of 10. It would have been a 10 out of 10 for me if Mucus got to finish her dang song.
That's one thing I did forget to mention, and I apologize.
She's the baddest girl in town. She had backup dancers. Come on. That was so not fair. Right. And Pop Pop should have worn the gold jacket that Aeon gave him in the episode prior for his little I can fix it number. That is a continuity issue. That deducted for me also. And it was really nice to hear the actor Chance Perez do what he does best, which is sing. As everyone knows, he got his start on the boy band reality show. Yes, dearie, I did vote for you through the finale. You brought your baby on stage. It worked. You won. So there's that.
Okay, Mike.
I have to agree with Jacqueline. I give this a 9 out of 10.
Okay. Any other comments behind your score, or
like Jacqueline said, because Mucus did not get to finish her dang song.
One thing I would like to mention about the Mucus not finishing her song is that scene felt reminiscent of that episode of Ninja Storm where the Rangers were trying to enter a talent show, and then the final contestants were Mora and Capri, and like they were trying to do like this pop song about being a space ninja girl, but turns out they were lip syncing, like as Jackie said off screen, like Nilly Vanilli, and of course they got disqualified. But it would be sad. Like I would have loved to see Mucus finish her song, but hey, it's a nice way to reference Ninja Storm without copying Ninja Storm. See what I did there? And nevertheless, I would give this episode a 9 out of 10 because it has its merits and I appreciate them. And again, for me, like the only real issue is one, logistics of copyright issues, and two, like I feel like this should have been part of batch 2 instead of batch 1, you know, like the opposite of the song Money by Pink Floyd. Just saying, you know. I think this episode would work better as the first episode of the next batch instead of the previous batch. But with that said, we're done with the batch. Yes. all 11 episodes that are out on Netflix. We are caught up, and we will finally start reviewing episode 12 when it actually comes out on Netflix, and do
Just like
subsequent-
Kamen Rider.
just like Kamen Rider and Dawn Brothers.
Mhm.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yes, we're gonna be continuing Kamen Rider Revice. These are gonna be starting Dawn Brothers. By the way, I love that season. And of course, and all 4 of us will be continuing Power Rangers when the next batch comes out on Netflix, and no sooner. And yes, we will do them 1 episode at a time, like we've always been, because each episode deserves its own unique focus.
It does.
Agreed.
Now, on to the comments. Are we ready?
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun. What we get?
Okay. Thomas says, "Hey, Thomas."
Hey.
Yep. He also says, technically, Red Rangers are strong. Are strong. So are the 6 Rangers. Yes,
Mhm.
but the 6 Rangers don't always get their own battleizer. The
Correct.
closest we got was Eric getting the Mega Battle from Alex. Gold Power from Mega Force. I consider that as a power up, not a not a full blown battleizer. I
Mhm.
consider those 2 to be different things. If Bokinger's 30th anniversary files counts them as separate things, I count them as separate things. Ranger Collector YT says, "Good evening, guys."
Hi.
Good evening.
Evening.
Yeah. Winged Wolf 500 says the way the Rangers were knocked out were reminiscent of the way the Time Force Rangers were knocked out in the End of Time.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I agree. Yep.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And of course, they say, surprised the battleizer wasn't stolen the way it was left on the ground.
Of course not. It's
True.
Power Rangers.
Do you know
Of
how
course,
many
it's Power
times?
Rangers.
Do you know how many
all the
times
love-
Ranger keys? Do you know how many times Ranger keys were stolen to Ryu's soldier just because they fell?
Pretty
And
much.
this happened in the American version too, like the fix it up key. And of course, and this isn't the only time stuff like this happened, because if you ever watch Kamen Rider O's, I'm not gonna say anything, but when you know, you know. By the way, if you haven't watched Kamen Rider O's Shout Factory, please release that after you release W, and W should be the next one you release. Just saying. Let's see. Chance saying this episode, good for him.
Mhm.
I'd bet money he could make a better theme song than the current theme song we have now. The
I
current
hey,
theme song
agree.
is
Hey, why not? Why not?
it's not great, but it's not the worst song. I'm just not a fan of the whole using EDM on a dinosaur themed season, and
Mhm.
Evolution, Revolution, Mighty Rangers Rise. If any, I still say Beast Morphers was too short. Ninja Steel was too long.
Mhm.
Dino Charge was good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Dino Charge was perfect.
I like this song.
Daniel Romano says, "I want to be your space girl." Great song.
Yeah.
That was Shimatsu's return. You're talking about with Totally Talented. Yeah. That was it was I knew it was the Shimatsu 2-parter, but I just wanted to focus just on the civilian plot of the episode, and it was pretty fun. Seeing freaking the Thunder Brothers do like their little rap thing, that was hilarious. Okay, so where can we find all you beautiful teammates of mine? Starting with I don't know. Let's just go counterclockwise. Clement.
Okay. You guys can find me on Instagram, Celia1031. I'm always there and hanging around the Morphin Network and the Buttery Show, and on all the social media that you guys are following. So,
all right, Jacqueline.
You can find me on Instagram, Jacqueline Amir, all together, all lower letters, and also on Morphin Network and the Buttery Show as well.
Okay, Mike.
You guys can find me on Instagram at Red Ranger 2134, and actually on TikTok at Red Ranger 213. And I don't know when I will be starting my Twitch up, but when I do, I will let you guys know.
All right, Okay, and of course, you could find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto, and you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. On Monday, I'll be continuing with Jedi Fallen Order, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, if you liked this review of Power Rangers Dino Fury Season 2, Episode 11, be sure to check out our previous episodes on the Morphin Network. You can follow, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, we have, if you like Kamen Rider, we got the Rider Time podcast, where the two people at the bottom of the screen review Kamen Rider Revised. Next episode we're doing is episode 44. And if you like Super Sentai, the two beautiful people up here are going to be doing Avatar Sentai Dawn Brothers on Sentai Hero Special. And of course, they're going to start with episodes 1 through 5.
Yes.
And remember, don't forget our number. That is a Milli Vanilli and Living Color reference. If you got it, brownie points.
Yep. And of course, check out, and of course, you could see other content from this channel, such as vlogs from various conventions, actor interviews. Recently, we interviewed the cast of Bloodlines of the Grid, featuring DJ Rivers and Chris Kamen Lee. I actually got to hang out with DJ just a few days ago. Cool guy. And of course, an interview with Philip Jean-Marie and Kareem Prince, featuring me with one and him with the other. And of course, be sure to check out our sister show, The Buttery Show, where we discuss various movies such as Spaceballs, Blazing Saddles, the Star Wars trilogy, and many other movies. Up next, we're doing Robin Hood Men in Tights. Jacqueline, do you have a date for that, or?
That is this Tuesday. Be there or be square, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Thank you. And of course, you could watch various interviews on The Buttery Show, such as my interview with Dan Warren, and of course, various vlogs, such as me and this handsome thunder god watching Thor 4.
Listen, he's not a thunder god. He's a thunder gnat. He's a thunder gnat.
Until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great summer. And I know it's really hot, but we're gonna try to keep it cool with more Ranger content moving forward. Have a great time, guys. Bye. Smile and wave.
Love, peace, chicken grease.
Take care, everybody.